Namaste. Today I'm going to read Book 11, Chapter 12, on the greatness in holding the Tripundra and Bhasma in the Maha Devi Bhagavatam. Ayom Tatsat. Sri Narayana said, O Devarishi, Narada, now hear the great secret and the fruits of besmearing one's body with ashes, yielding all desires. The pure cow dung of the Kapila, brown cow, is to be taken up by the hand before it reaches the ground. It should not be like mire, i.e., not like a liquid. It should not be also very hard, nor should it emit a bad stench. And in case if the cow dung that has already fallen on the earth has to be taken, it should be scraped off from the top and bottom, make it into a ball, and then burn it in a pure fire, repeating the principal mantra. Take the ash and tie it in a piece of cloth and keep it in a pot. The pot in which the ashes are to be kept should be nice and good, hard, clean, and sprinkled over for purification. Uttering the principal mantra, one is to keep the ashes in the pot. The pot may be of metal, wood, earth, or cloth, or it can be kept in any other nice pot. The ashes can be kept in a silken bag where the mohurs are kept. In going to a distant land, the devotee can take the ashes himself or kept with his accompanying servant. When it is to be given to somebody, it is to be given with both the hands, never with one hand. Never keep it in an unholy place. Never apply feet to the ashes, nor throw it in an ordinary place, nor even cross it by your legs. Use always the ashes after purifying it with mantra. These rules of holding the bhasma are according to the Smritis. By holding bhasma in this way, the devotee becomes no doubt like Shiva. The ashes that the Vedic devotees of Shiva prepare are to be taken with devotion. All can ask for that, but the ashes that the followers of the Tantra cult prepare are taken by the Tantrics only. It is prohibited to the Vedics, the Sudras, Kapalikas, and other heretics. Example, Jains Buddhists can use the Tripundras. Never do they conceive in their minds that they would not take the Tripundra, the holding on of bhasma, ashes, in according to the Vedas. Therefore, one who does not apply it falls down. The Brahmanas must use the Tripundras, repeating the mantra, and they are to besmear their whole body with ash. If they don't do so, they are surely fallen. He can never expect to get liberation, even after Koti births, who does not besmear his body with ashes devotedly, and who does not hold the Tripundras. O Narada, the vile man who does not hold bhasma duly, know the birth of that man as futile as in the birth of a hog. Consider that body as a burning ground which does not bear the Tripundra marks. The virtuous man should not cast a glance at him even. Fie on that forehead which does not carry the Tripundra. Fie on that village which has not a single temple of Shiva. Fie on that birth which is void of the worship of Shiva. Fie on that knowledge which is void of the knowledge of Shiva. Know them to be the slanders of Shiva who mock the Tripundra. Those that put on the Tripundras bear Shiva in their forehead. The Brahmin who is Naragnik without the holy fire is not nice in every way. So if the worship of Shiva be not done with any Tripundra, is not praiseworthy, even it be attended with abundance of other offerings. Those who do not besmear their bodies with ashes, or who do not use the tripundras, get their previous good deeds converted into bad ones. Unless the tripundra mark is taken up according to the sastras, the Vedic karmas, works, or those performed according to the smritis prove injurious, the good works whatsoever done by any man count for nothing. The holy words heard seem as if unheard, and the study of the Vedas counted as if not study. The study of the Vedas, sacrifices, charities, asceticisms, vows, and fastings of that man who does not use the tripundra, all become fruitless. Without using bhasma, ashes, if one wants liberation, then that desire is equivalent to live after taking poison. There is no doubt in this. The Creator has not made the forehead vertically high nor round, but He has made it slightly slanting and curved, fit to have the tripundra, making thus the forehead the Creator wants, as it were, to inform everyone that everyone ought to use the tripundra marks. The curved lines also are made visible for this purpose. Still, the ignorant, illiterate man does not put up the tripundra. Unless the Brahmanas used the curved tripundras, their meditation won't be successful. They will not have liberation knowledge, nor their asceticism would bear any fruit, as the Sudras have no right in the study of the Vedas. So the Brahmanas have not any right to perform the worship of Shiva, etc., unless they use the tripundras. First of all, facing eastward and washing hands and feet, he ought to make a resolve, and then he takes a bath of the ashes mentally, controlling his breath. Then, taking the ashes of the Agnihotra sacrifice, he is to put some ashes on his own head, uttering Isana mantra. Then he is to recite the Purusa Sukta mantra and apply ashes on his face, with the Aghora mantra on his chest, with the Vamadeva mantra on his anus, with Sadyojata mantra on his legs, and with the mantra Om, he is to besmear his whole body with ashes. This is called the bath of fire by the Munis. So bring all the actions to a successful issue. So bring all the actions to a successful issue. One is to take first of this bath of fire, washing his hands. Then he is to make Achman duly, and according to the above mentioned rules, he is to apply ashes on his forehead, heart, and all round the neck with the 5 mantras above mentioned. Or with each mantra he is to apply the tripundras. Thus all works are fructified, and he gets the right to do all the Vedic actions. The Sudras even are not to use the ashes touched by the lowest classes. All the actions ordained by the Sastras are to be done after being besmeared with ashes of the Agnihotra sacrifice. Otherwise, no action will bear any fruit. All his truth, purity, japam, offering, oblations to the sacrifice, bathing in the holy place of pilgrimage, and worshipping the gods become useless. Who does not hold tripundra, no fear of disease, since famine or robbers comes to the Brahmins who use tripundra and rosary of Rudraksha, and thus remain always pure. In the end, they get the nirvana liberation. During the time of Shraddhas, solemn obsequies performed in honor of the manes of deceased ancestors. The Brahmins purify the rows where the persons are fed, so much so that the Devas glorify them. One may use the tripundra marks before one performs any sraddha, japam, sacrifice, offering oblations, or worshipping the Visvadevas. Then one gets deliverance from the jaws of death. O Narada, I am now speaking further of the greatness in holding the bhasma. Listen. Here ends the 12th chapter of the 11th book of the greatness in holding the tripundra, and Bhasma in the Mahapuranam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Vedvyasa. Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali. Chepatati Hare Jai Savakati Devi Kalarashi Namaste. Om Mangale Makale Shive Sarvata Sadhake Shranye Trambike Gauri Narayani Namaste. Om Em Klim Chamara. Om Em Rim Klim Chamara. Om Em Klim Chamara. Vijayano. Ambikaye Namo. Om Hari Om. Om Tume Mata Chapita Tume, Tume Bandusha Chasaka Tume, Tume Vidya Devi Lang Tume. So Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.